Welcome to Candid Opinions.
Welcome to Candid Opinion.
Welcome to Candid Opinion.
A video podcast where we'll talk about social, political issues, life, and everything in between. Welcome to another episode of Candid Opinion. My name is Smara Mihina, and I'll be dissecting these issues today with my friends, Tega and Demola. And I'd like to start first with Tega. Why are you doing that? You're afraid.
Of what?
I'm going to start with you.
No, you introduced me and I was like, no.
Okay, so
I did like this.
So let's start with Demola, right? So, Demola, is it bad for a church to share condoms during a singles meeting?
Well, I think that it's not totally a bad idea.
Okay, just hold on there. Tega, what do you think?
I don't think it's a bad idea sharing condoms during a church service.
So you think if you were to be
Let
a
me
youth
explain
leader or something,
myself.
you would...
Let's
you
not,
would,
as much as
you would
possible,
bring the idea
let's leave the let's not take the conversation being personal. Let's take the conversation about what I have my belief in. Yeah.
Okay.
Because it will be blackmail when you say, "Oh, I want to be a youth leader." No, that's blackmail, right?
Yeah.
There.
Don't blackmail my
Now,
neighbor.
moving on. The church, as we know, has certain stands. As we know, as I know, has certain stands that they support, and sexual conversations is one particular one that they would never or rarely speak about. And that's because they feel like the people are spirit beings and blah 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 blah. But I accept that you see yourself as a spirit being, but then you live in a physical body. And once you live in a physical body, there is a part of the flesh that I'm going somewhere. There's a part of the flesh that wants what it wants. Now, we've heard of stories of people who are in church, and because they have no knowledge, no orientation about protection and everything, when the flesh kicks in, they don't know what to do. It's not one, it's not two. In fact, there's a notion that the choir, the things that happen in the choir, but that's just for another day. Let's go back to condoms. Now, if we're talking about condoms as a thing, yeah? If you're talking about condoms as a thing, there's nothing that makes condom a spiritual entity or makes it a sin. We live in a world today where diseases and everything are creeping up. I understand that part that the church feels like because you're a Christian, you shouldn't be involved with condoms and the rest of it. But the honest truth is this: the human flesh some days doesn't have control over, some days has control over the spiritual being. And when it comes to Christianity as a thing, we know that not every one of us is at different stages. At the level where some Christians are not the same level where the Jews are. And that's because they probably have spent more time in the world and they built their spirit. But now the flesh is something that wants to, it's what it wants. And then you say because you don't want to have the conversation, you don't protect your people. And I think that is where the problem is. A condom doesn't make you less spiritual. It only makes you know that just in case. And it doesn't say the pastor is encouraging you to go and have sex. No. Because I've given you gun and bullets doesn't say that you should go and shoot somebody. Right. That's your business. Do you understand? I've only given you the gun and say just for your own protection. I'm not encouraging you to go and have sex. But then you will prefer that the people live in denial and in hypocrisy of, I'm not doing it. So when they talk about condoms, they turn their face away. But we know that these things happen. So when it happens, what do they have as their backup? When they have zero orientation about what happens in their world.
Okay, well, I think what Tega basically, if I'm going to get you right, what you're saying is that you are not giving somebody a condom just because you are trying to encourage them to have sex.
Zero.
But just in case sex happens, make sure you protect yourself.
Straight up, basically. That is my point, and I will say it loud and scream it loud.
So, what's your point?
Well, if we are going to look at this issue critically, we are talking about the church here, and for the church, really, to be very honest, in as much as me myself, I probably am not so deep rooted into that ideology. I understand where the church is coming from, and because when we talk about premarital sex, the church is leaving no gray area. there's no maybe or this or that. The church has always been clear. Like there was a time I asked somebody, I said, okay, fine, if you say that sex is made for only married people, what about people who have decided never to get married? Are we going to say they shouldn't have sex at all? And the person I asked actually could not answer my question. You get, so now if the church believes and stands on that premise that no to premarital sex, you understand? But then I think that it might look like some sort of double standard if the church decides to say no to premarital sex and then somehow the church is sharing condom and stuff. It might look like that, because the truth is this actually goes two ways. It might look like the church is being double-edged standards. You get, but then at the same time we can also say that the church is trying to protect its own people, because the truth is this, let us be very realistic. So no pastor will come to your house. No pastor will come to your house to tell you that do not have sex, or will come to your house and say, let me see whether you had sex this week.
So let me say what I think. Let me say my opinion.
Yeah.
Sharing condoms there's nothing wrong with sharing condoms anywhere, whether the meeting was organized by a church or by an NGO or whatever. There's nothing wrong with sharing condoms as it is, okay? But in a church that is having a single meeting, I think that it's not right for you to share condoms. And this is my thinking. This is why I'm a Christian, and I'll speak as a Christian. I'm not going to speak now as logically or whatever. I'm going to speak as a Christian based on what the Bible teaches. Okay? Now, the Bible is clear on its stand against fornication, and it says flee fornication.
True.
It says clearly,
True.
Run away from fornication.
True.
Okay, so when I'm preaching that, when I'm preaching you that, and I'm using the other hand to say, okay, take in case it happens.
Okay.
Those are double standards.
Okay, so
let me finish. I have it up. Okay, that is you contradicting your message, because when I'm telling you, when I say flee fornication, what I'm trying to tell you is that when you see it, run. I'm not saying hang around it, because giving you condom is like telling you in case it happens, there's a possibility, and to correct not correct now, okay, but to treat what you said about not all of us are at the same level, and what the Bible has clear tenets, doctrines, systems, and principles that you use to handle those issues. Okay. That is why we have things called cell system in the church, okay? Because these are like groups broken down into there are smaller groups in a big church, okay, and you are able to deal with these issues. Do you understand? Okay. So me helping somebody who is maybe lower than me sorry to use the word, but for the sake of conversation, hold on, who is not let's use the word strong, who is not as strong as me spiritually, me helping him is not giving him condom. Me helping him will be bringing him under my wing and teaching him the word, because the word is the solution. Sure. But that's not the point of this.
Okay,
that's not the point. I'm not done. Hold on. That's not the point of this thing.
Too long. I need to
hold on. I allowed you to talk. I didn't cut you. Just hold on. Don't be gingering. What I'm trying to say is that let's talk about this issue in context as a Christian. What's it called? As in context as we're dealing with the church. I like what you're saying, and you're right. Do you understand? But we're dealing with this thing as a church. Is it wrong for a church to share condoms in a single meeting?
Okay,
I say that it is wrong and highly contradictory. Because the Bible shows us how to deal with these issues.
Okay, I've heard your points. Now, the Bible has shown us how to deal with these issues. Are you saying now that we are not still finding people in church who are having premarital sex and getting pregnant?
They are there, but the solution is not giving them condom.
There are even people who have sex inside the church.
They are there, but the solution is not giving them condom.
You are saying
wrong. That is not the solution.
You are saying that if any other person can do it, but not the church.
That's not what I'm saying.
But you already said that every organization,
yes, that's not
health
what
organizations
I'm
could do it, but not the church. You know,
in the church,
reiterate that point.
People are sleeping with each other, and what's not fine. But the solution is not sharing condoms.
I asked you, said when you started
the solution is not sharing condoms.
So what do you think? What do you think the solution is?
No. I want. Sorry. I want her to say something. You talked about in the beginning. You said every organization but not the church.
No, I said even the church. If there's something wrong with the church, shares condom.
No, no,
in itself, there's nothing wrong with sharing condom.
No.
Hey,
Your
I said
point.
you can take it back. That's what I said.
I think
I said there's nothing wrong with sharing condom in any meeting, whether organized by the church or not.
Yeah.
But as a church, I don't think it's right. I think it's highly contradictory. It's not a sin if I organize a meeting in church and I share condoms. It's not a sin.
Would you rather,
it's not right. It contradicts my
as
message.
a church, would you rather,
contradicts the message of the Bible.
Would you rather allow
because there are clear
other organizations look out for your people than you look
what
out
do you
for
mean your people?
No, but that's
what do you mean your people?
When you
say your people, you rather when we face God at the end of the day, we face them as a personality, as a person. We don't go as a church.
No, we are going there as a person.
So stop putting the responsibility of the protection of the people per se. Like
but is that what the church does? If you are not protecting people, why are you saying they shouldn't have premarital sex?
That's not what the church says. It's the Bible. Okay, there's something that will stand as a Christian.
The Bible has said it, but who says it more? Is it the World Health Organization or the church?
What's your point?
You tell me, because now you're saying that we shouldn't make it a people thing. But now I'm telling you now that the church is the one that has told the people, we don't want to protect you, want to protect your soul, don't have premarital sex, blah, blah, blah. But the ones who can protect your soul are simply telling you that we want to protect your health and the repercussions that come with premarital sex. That's why we're giving you a condom. So if the church is supposed to protect its people, why can't it protect them from these physical troubles that they have? It's not just spiritual troubles that exist in the world. Physical troubles is what the flesh wants. And if you don't teach your people, they don't understand what it entails for sexual intercourse to happen. Many of them have pregnancies that they get expelled from the church. If you had done from the beginning of protecting them, if you are protecting them from the early stages of knowing that condoms can save them from pregnancies and HIV and the rest of it, they are not immune to these things. If they make mistakes, they fall into them. But if you haven't protected them from that beginning, you don't have to now start giving them the impression that, oh, it is when you are spiritual, these things don't happen. They are spiritual beings, that I understand. But the flesh is the flesh, and that's why hypocrisy is selling.
That's a different point. That's a different point. Hypocrisy.
Well, guys,
if you don't talk about
it, in church.
No,
even in secular situations,
if you don't talk about,
don't make it a church issue.
If you don't talk about, it, people want to do what they want to do. But then they need people to talk to. But they know if they come and talk to you pretending, oh, I want to have condoms to protect myself, what they get done, they get judged. So they rather do it, and that's what the hypocrisy sells.
You're going after the point. Hold on.
I am still with the point.
Hold on, please. So I'm a youth leader, and I come to church, and I'm talking to my people, and I'm saying, you guys, don't fornicate, don't steal, don't murder, don't do all this stuff. So let's talk about stealing, for example. And I feel saying stealing is wrong. God is against stealing and everything. But just in case you decide to steal, this is how you should do it. You know, that they will not catch you.
I will say they're not thieves in church.
Hold on, they are thieves in church. You are going after the point.
But
people are in church. The church is a grooming place. Not everybody is perfect.
Well, I think.
But the Bible has its way that it has showed us to deal with these issues. Just because a thief comes into church, I won't send him out.
Oh, so
I will not
you receive the salary, you receive the offering he has brought in, right?
That's the point, Tega.
Okay.
I won't send him out. Do you understand?
Okay.
But I will not tell him, okay, now that you're stealing, so they will not catch you and you will shame Christendom. Do like this so they will not catch you. That's what I'm going to teach him.
Okay.
There's a way that the Bible asks me to teach him and bring him up in God's way.
Okay.
These people are in church, whatever. They are in church. The church is not for perfect, it's a clinic. Okay? It's for imperfect people. That's why the Bible says that He gave us the evangelists, the pastors, and all of them for the perfecting of the saints, because we're all imperfect. But there's a way that the Bible teaches that we go about these things. Okay? And giving them quick solutions, or I don't know, quick fixes is not the way. There's a way. There's a way of the word. That's my point. So take that these people are in church.
Okay.
They are in church. We are very aware.
Okay.
But the same Bible gives a system for how you deal with this issue. So I won't say because a thief has come into my cell meeting or my service group in church, I'm going to say, okay, now that you're in church or whatever, okay, you're a thief. It's not good to steal though. But if you do steal, this is how I think you should go about it, so that the consequences of stealing does not come to you. I don't think that's right. There's a way that I'm going to talk to him. My work is to make him come out of that thing.
But would you agree that the apart from the normal narrative where church would just face just one-way traffic and say, look, premarital sex is a sin, right? And truth is, it still happens on a daily basis, even among people who are strong church members and stuff like that. In fact, I've seen cases where people actually have sex inside church premises.
Yeah.
That shit happens. But then, do you think that don't you think it would make sense if the church diverts a little bit of attention from talking about people staying away from premarital sex to actual protection when it actually comes to that point? Because the truth is,
why should the church do that?
The truth is the best the church can do actually is to continue talking about this, preaching against it and everything. But the truth is, nobody's going to go out there to hold anybody from having sex. These things will
let me
happen.
let me say this thing. Let me just come this way. There's a way to live the Christian life, and you don't live it from the head. That's the truth. If you live it from the head, you will fail against all the principles and whatnot. Hold on. I think we have to come here at this point. Let me just say this quickly.
Okay.
Do you understand? To live the Christian life, you need the Holy Spirit. And what is the work of the church, or the work of the leaders in the church, is to bring you up in that way to a place where you can live above the flesh. The flesh, the Bible clearly agrees that the flesh is something you contend with daily. Okay. But there's a way to go about it. And the Bible has its way that it teaches you to go about it. One of it is as simple as meditating on the word of God every day. One of it, just one. Okay. Do you understand? These are things that if you do stick to the things that the principle that the Bible teaches daily, you will.
So I was saying there are people who
but that's not the point of this conversation.
You let us know the point, and you keep saying that's not the point. That's not the point. So let's know the point.
Let me state my point clearly.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah, I'm listening.
There are imperfect people in church.
Okay.
So yes, fornication is a daily thing.
Okay.
People are stealing, people are doing things, fine. But then again, the Bible also gives us clear instructions on how to deal with these issues. Okay? It is not by giving helpful, what's it called? I don't even know how to explain it. Sharing okay, let me give you an example. Concerning premarital sex, sharing condom is not one of the ways to curb premarital sex in church. I strongly stand against it. It's not.
No, it's not going to curb premarital sex.
So what are you saying? If with one hand I'm asking you, don't do this thing. It's not good though. Don't do it. It is clear. Don't do it. Please.
And I will say it again.
Do you understand? Then on one hand,
that I have given you a gun and the bullet doesn't say I've asked you to shoot. That is my opinion. But if it comes to a point where you have to shoot, you're already guarded, basically. And if you're talking about the church wanting to protect its own, you just don't be bothered about their spirituality. Understand that their human flesh wants to rise.
Okay, guys.
I'm not saying that you are going to. I'm not giving you the license to go and have sex randomly. But see.
I see how that is not the license to go and have
but
sex.
what makes it the license?
Okay, you see, guys. I think we've talked about this over and over and over again. And we've made very valid.
But you just moderated because I didn't see how you.
Well, the thing is this: when I was going to talk, you guys were, where you guys had to go at each other, and I just started, there's a level to these things, you guys have a history, so let me just allow you guys to do your thing. But the truth is this: for me, basically, like I have said earlier, I think that at the point in time, probably church really needs to talk more about sex education amongst its youths, and this precedes talking about premarital sex alone. This goes out on all forms of immorality, and we really need to talk about these things the way they are. Really, apart from the spiritual aspect of sex, premarital sex, I think that we also need to talk about the physical and the medical aspect of it too. We really need to talk about it generally. And then I think from Miriam's point of view, I think I might actually have to agree with her to a certain extent, because it looks like a double-edged sword, kind of, when you actually look, you will have been falling out. Wait,
where these notions coming from?
Guys,
that's someone wants talking about
if
you want to
you're
enter
in
plane.
church and
You want to
you're
enter plane.
so this is the advice that Tega has for you.
You want to enter plane and
I think
trying all these weird notions coming from.
It's not weird notions. We're putting this
I think you guys now see exactly where I've not been talking since. But whichever way, we talk about these things and we all have our opinions. For me, really, I would agree with Tega to a certain extent that we really need to talk about sex beyond the spiritual. And also, I would also actually agree with Miriam too, because it looks like, the church is talking about no. And when they say no, no is no. No to premarital sex. And sharing condoms actually might make it look like you are creating a soft landing for people who might actually go, for premarital sex. And I think between the two of them, let's just have a conclusive end to this. Anyway. We don't really have to agree.
No, we don't.
That's why
it's my opinion.
So let's have
the honest truth is this, right? When it comes to condoms, protections, and the rest of it, the church getting involved in it doesn't make the church less of what the church is.
Let's talk about all of.
Maybe I'm not interrupting.
Today we chose condom. Tomorrow I might come and talk about tithes.
We should actually talk about thieves. I'm not going to talk about tithes with you, but we should actually talk about thieves.
Miriam, see.
But if you're not going to talk about tithes with me, why did you want to talk about thieves with you?
Go on, please. Go on.
Let me learn.
Finish.
Good. So, I'm not saying that the church getting involved in makes it less of the church. No. But then, ignorance is a problem. Knowledge is power. Some days, knowledge is a weapon. Yeah? But this is it. Telling your people these things doesn't make them less of Christians. It simply makes them enlightened people.
Okay.
Many of them have zilch knowledge of these things. So when it comes, I know it's always easy for you guys to say, oh, you have the word. But then there are some things, and this is one of it, that if you don't have the knowledge about what to do, if you have Genesis to Revelation.
Are you talking about Konji now?
Yeah.
But then,
don't know what to do.
Konji. When you hold you.
I won't leave. I'm a Christian. I won't leave the hypocrisy of saying that the church shouldn't be involved in it. No.
Yeah.
Because it is the reason why the church is where it is today is because the people have less knowledge of the things that they should have. Okay. Because the church has given an impression, know the word.
Okay.
Many of them know the word, but they don't know reality.
All right.
Thank you.
Well, Miriam, let's have your conclusive part of it.
I already gave my conclusive opinion, and I would just like to just end it again with an example that I've been giving that Tega has been shouting down, which is it's as good as giving people who steal. If you have members who are struggling with what is it, klepto and bad habits of stealing and stuff, and then you tell them don't steal, it's not right, and then you say, but just in case it happens, take this headgear and this bulletproof, wear it, so that in case they catch you and shoot you, you won't die, because what's according to you is protecting the people physically. Okay, my point is this. Okay, I am not ignorant of the vices that go on in the house of God, but even at that, there's clearly a way that the Bible has teaches us to go about those things. The issue of premarital sex and whatnot, there's a way. Okay, and again, as a church, there's a message that God has given you to preach. I don't know if you have any business going outside of that message, modifying it according to the world system. I don't know. I don't think so, if you ask me. Do you understand? Because if I'm a pastor, I believe that there's a message that God has given me for his people. Okay? After all, I don't know if you say any church. Please, let's not even go there. But there's a message, I believe there's a message that God has given that pastor for his people. And I don't think, or I know that he has any business going outside of it and involving other things that really is not part of what God sent him to do. That's what I'm saying.
Well, it's really been hot on today's episode of Candid Opinion. So the topic.
My job from me.
Well, I mean, you guys had a very good show. So today's topic was just talking about something that I actually saw somewhere online today and said, is it bad for a church to share condoms during a youth seminar or youth gathering in the church and stuff like that. And you heard it all from Tega and Miriam, although I didn't really have much to say about because they were just having a go at themselves. But then I hope you join us next time on when we are going to have another episode of Candid Opinions. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you.
I'm out of here, man. Goodbye.
Bye. Subscribe.
Hi, my name is Evabetonganet Tega.
My name is Demola, and this is Candid Opinion on Omojuwa TV.
Hi guys, I really hope you enjoyed watching that video. My name is Mariam, and if you liked that video, please don't forget to subscribe. Yeah, I mean like right now, just click it. It's just there. Subscribe.